Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to go over a quick comment that I just got on another video. It was a video that was actually previously marking the what gear I'm running and why. And I'll go ahead and annotate it here. I'm going to block out his name. I'm not all about doxing somebody, and don't go after the guy. I don't presume to know who he is or what he knows or what he doesn't know. But what I am sure of that he doesn't know why I do what I do. And his kind of thing was the amount of gear that I was taking wasn't minimalistic. One of the parts of his comments was the fact that I was running two separate radios. Both of them being on the same frequency. Baofeng radios are actually able to run off of two different frequencies at once. You can talk and listen on one, and you can only listen on the other one. And the secondary radio that I've got is just there to pick up whatever transmissions that the primary radio up front isn't hearing. Sometimes with ham radios, where the antenna is located out on your body, it is not able to actually pick up transmissions. So if I can't hear out of this one, the secondary radio that's on my back, that's running off of, the antenna's not on here right now, but it's running off of a Nagoya little whip antenna that sticks up. It'll actually be able to pick up the transmission that I won't be able to hear, and that's actually happened a lot. Now, another part of the comment that I'm going to address is his take on LARPing. Take a look at what's going on in the world right now, and ask yourselves, is what I'm doing excessive? A good thing that I heard somebody else say was the day before World War I and World War II happened, the majority of the world didn't think that kind of thing was going to happen, or didn't think that was possible. I've been living within 100 miles of, I think, 4 major bases. I've got Kings Bay, Mayport, NES Jacks, and Cecil Field. So all of these bases being within the vicinity of me makes the city that I live in a prime target for something like that. A lot of people back 8 months ago didn't think that Russia would invade Ukraine to the point that they have. And granted, I know that Russia's not doing a very good job of what they're doing, but there are a lot of other countries that are on their side with a lot more capabilities, and the state that we're currently in can divulge really quickly, and the difference between knowing how to use this kind of kit and knowing how to use it effectively and not could be the difference between life and death in that kind of situation. Now, understand that shooting and fighting isn't the only part of this kind of thing that you need to learn. Everything that I keep on my belt is something that I either use or would really come in handy in the event that I needed it. I don't have a bunch of just random bullshit that's stacked all over me. Everything that I've got is there for a purpose, and gear does evolve, and I do change and take things off and add things on depending on whatever it is that we're doing that day. For instance, this past Saturday, we just did a 10-mile ruck/land nav through the swamps here in North Florida. And if you've never been in a swamp, just know that that is incredibly difficult. I do know I'm a little bit bigger than most people might be, but keep in mind I strength train 5 times a week. Also full cardio. I have slowed down a little bit on the cardio due to the knee injury that I've had, but I'm pretty much recovered from that. And with the physical therapy that I'm doing now, they are getting me back into tip-top shape, and I am slowly working with an anti-gravity treadmill in order to get back into running. But I am still on regular pavement, maintaining about an 8-minute mile bare. So being 245 pounds and being able to do something like that, keep in mind, not everybody's built the same. Not everybody's going to be a small 150, 165 pound person. Yeah, that person might be able to run good, but the difference between a bigger dude, smaller dude like that is he might be able to run a long ways, but you start adding this much weight onto that person, he is not going to make it. He's not going to be able to go nearly as far as someone that's larger and has a whole lot more strength will be able to. So endurance is kind of a relative thing. I may not be able to run 10 miles, but I can run 2, and I'm not going to be running more than 2 miles at a time anyways. I'm going to be moving and getting out of whatever kind of shitty situation that I'm in, maintaining cover, hiding if I have to, or fighting if I need to as well. And I have plenty of endurance and cardio training to be able to maintain whatever it is I need to in a fight scenario. So, kind of a long overdue video, and it's something that I had mentioned before in that video actually that I was going to do was kind of go over my belt and exactly what it is that I'm running in my pack. Now, this currently is set up for land nav the other day, and if you've ever been in the swamps up here, the brush in the woods is incredibly thick. So kind of starting from the front side and working my way around. So up front here, I am running, this is not a sword. I'm not trying to slice the heads off of zombies and other kind of bullshit like that. This is just a parang machete. So just a simple little machete here to kind of help myself move through these heavily wooded areas. I can lop through vines, I can lop through thin thorn bushes that could end up cutting and slapping, which I've actually got cuts all up and down my arms now, even after using this. A lot of the vines and everything in there, if you try and just power through it, you can get cuts that will lead to infection later on, which infection will end up killing you. So having something like this, that way you can actually cut your way through thick, dense vegetation, is an absolute must, especially out here where we live. If you live up north in the mountains where their vegetation is a lot thinner and the tree bed or the forest floor is a lot less dense, I'm happy for you. I've done land nav in all different corners of the country. I've done rucks in all different corners of the country. Florida is absolutely the most difficult that I've ever had to move through. You can have a difference of opinion, but I'm going to stick with what I know is difficult here, and something like this is absolutely necessary. You see me running something like this in a video. I like to practice running gun with what I would run during game day, so that's the reason for running something like this on my belt if you happen to see it. Moving around to the pistol. So I have been running a Glock 19 for the longest time, and it was not RMR compatible, and we have recently gotten into night vision, so I wanted to switch over to something that was going to be RMR compatible. So this is loaded. It's the gun that I keep for self-defense the majority of the time. I keep it in my vehicle with me and all that. Throw it on my hip. Yes, I do conceal a full-size grip with my gun as well. But this is a Glock 45 MOS with a C&H Precision MOS plate and a Trijicon RMR 3.25. But just a simple Glock 45 with a Streamlight TLR 1HL. Say what you will about Streamlight, their pistol or the rifle lights suck. Pistol lights, in my experience, have been good to go. And this one has had the absolute shit run out of it. Mariglow 3XL dots for that guy here. Moving on around, I have a spare mag pouch that I keep on the back. Now, if guys are wondering why I have this here, I have it marked T. I fill these guys full of tracers. The event that you're having to direct fire from fellow guys that are with you, you'll be able to use tracers to actually direct fire in a certain direction, and that's why I've got that there. It's just a little 20 round mag that sits in there nice and comfy. It doesn't fall out, and it's just got nothing but simple tracers in it. Moving on back, small little admin pouch sits on the small of my back. I am still able to sit in the vehicle with this. But this little guy here has just got spare radio batteries and then CR123 batteries as well in it for the weapon lights that I have on my guns, as well as my pistol lights. I've got 6 spare 123s. And then I've got 2 spare radio batteries in this guy here. And it's, I think it's a tactical tailor pouch. I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me on that. Moving on around, the first of several tourniquets that I keep in my kit. It's good to have at least one tourniquet for every joint on your body, at least I say. Then you also want to have multiples in case you're hitting one spot, one tourniquet is starting to fail. You don't ever want to take a tourniquet off that's already been applied. You want to apply a new one either above it or just underneath it in order to kind of help send the breathing a little bit better. So I have a tourniquet here on the back. It's accessible from the back if I'm laying on my stomach and I'm injured. Whoever comes up to me is able to access that from the back, and then I can also access that one as well, even when wearing a plate carrier. I've got HSGI pouch here. Usually keep a water bottle in it, but if I don't want a water bottle, I can take that out. I can throw in a third magazine in there if I feel like I need that. But generally, I'll just run 2 5.56 Max on my belt. 2 HSGIs. One of them is a double decker with a pistol mag pouch. Again, nothing really super complicated there with that. And then a secondary tourniquet that I keep on my belt. But again, guys, nothing super complex with that. Again, yes, it is everything I need, nothing I don't. Everything on here has a use and a purpose, and it is relatively minimalistic. All right, moving along to my pack. What I'll normally keep in here is Sustainment stuff. So I have a just a thin fleece shirt, as well as a beanie in the case that we're out all night, and I might have to sleep under the stars. I can set up camp, sleep under the stars, and I'll have something to be able to keep me relatively warm, because even though it's hot as shit in Florida the majority of the time, it does still tend to get a little bit chilly at night, especially when you start getting the wind on you when you're out by the swamps, especially. You get a lot of wind blowing out there. And it'll also help keep the mosquitoes off your arms. You get those gloves on, long pants, the beanie, pull it down over your face, and then you only have to wear bug spray or whatever around the exposed skin that you've got there, and it'll help keep stuff off of you like that. But inside this pack, so starting from the main front pouch, we have my land navigation gear. So I have a little packy here that's specifically designed to carry land nav equipment. Got the protractor, so I like this better than the standard, like the old military top protractors that I learned off of. These are a lot faster, more accurate, easier to use. I do prefer these guys a lot, and they're more expensive than a normal protractor, but still relatively cheap. It's got a little pouch here, and it slides in and fits just perfectly in, because again, designed for that. I've also got a Sunto, I believe Sunto is however you pronounce it, compass backup for the GPS that I've got. And I can also double check the coordinates of things. The GPS is freaking out because of the wood lines. Gear for writing down different coordinates where I'm going. So we'll plan our routes, and I'll have the route plan and everything set up in this guy here. And of course, map pens, pencils, that kind of stuff. Pencil to write in the pouch, map pens to write on the map. And then I also keep some alcohol swabs in here. These guys here will take the map pen off of your laminated map if you don't want a specific plot or you mess up or something like that on there. Maps, these are just US topo maps, USGS. Simple maps, you would order them off the store, they'll send them to you. They're 15 bucks for the maps, and it's another 15 to get it laminated. You can see the route that we had the other day. I've got everything still written on here. I haven't actually cleaned it up yet. And that just sits in the front. Up top here, just got a couple of snacks, little things to keep you going, protein bars, a couple granola bars in there. Nothing that's going to be super heavy to the stomach, but it's going to give you a little bit of energy that you need to keep going. On top of the couple of water bottles that I'll take with me, you need to have a way to restore your water. So install your water filtration system. I can go scoop water directly out of that pond, run it through that filter, and it's drinkable just like that. You got to boil it or nothing. You see it's pretty good. Other stuff in here. So I've got a couple of pairs of changes of socks, changes of underwear, skivvies, stuff like that. You want to keep from chafing and all that. I've also got a little bit of baby powder in here too. In the event that you do start to chafe, that'll kind of help stem that. I've got some moleskin, a couple other things to take care of the feet, small basic boo-boo kit for small kids with some antibiotic and everything in it as well. Opening up this main pouch, I got another pad full of note-taking gear right there, as well as spare batteries. I got some spare batteries for my flashlight, and then I have some spare batteries for the Ear Pro as well. So yeah, guys, I see somebody that makes comments like that guy did, and I just kind of laugh at it, because I think a lot of the cases, a lot of these people are thinking that I'm taking this stuff out here just to shoot at the range, and we come out here, and we don't come out here just to do flat range stuff and have fun on the range. We'll come out here actually training small unit tactics, land navigation, comms, all that kind of stuff, and there's a lot that goes into that. You can call it LARPing, whatever you want, but I've got a group of dudes, there's about 10 of us now, that all of us train a lot together, and there's a lot to be said for something like that. If you're not working with a group like that, and you're just thinking you're going to lone wolf out alone because you've got this, that, or the other, you're probably going to get killed. You really are. You need a support group. You need guys to work with you, and you need to be able to maintain good security in the event, because everybody's got to sleep. Everybody's going to have help at some point or the other. If you get injured, you're going to have somebody to be able to help you get out of there. Keep it in mind whenever you see something like that, when you see what I'm running, I legitimately do have a rhyme or reason to everything that I have. If you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, happy shooting.
Oh, light us out.